Dear students, in the previous class, we have discussed the nature of qualitative response regression models. To study the qualitative response regression models properly, we have to introduce one more random variable, namely Bernoulli random variable. Bernoulli random variable and its distribution. Now, the Bernoulli random variable was introduced by Jacob Bernoulli in Jacob Bernoulli. Now, the distribution of Bernoulli random variable x is, if x is a Bernoulli random variable, its distribution is given as x fx 1 0 with the probability p and 1 minus p. That is, x is equal to 1 with the probability p and x is equal to 0 with the probability 1 minus p. And x is 1 is called success and x is 0 is called failure. Success and failure. X is Bernoulli random variable. If it take two values 0, 1 and 0 with the probability p that x is equal to 1, 1 minus p that x is equal to 0. X is equal to 1 is called a success. X is equal to 0 is called a failure. Now, expected value of x is equal to x. Expected value of x is x1 into f of x, 1 into p plus 0 into 1 minus p equal to p. Expected value of x is p. Now, expected value of x square is equal to 1 square into p plus 0 square into 1 minus p is again p. Then, variance of x is calculated as expected value of x square minus expected value of x the whole square. That is, p, expected value of x square is p minus p square. That is p into 1 minus p. P into 1 minus p. Since 1 minus p is the probability of failure, 1 minus p is often written as q. So it can be written as p into q. So expected value of a Bernoulli random variable is p. The variance of a Bernoulli random variable is p into q. And we write it as x follows BER with p. This is the shorthand expression for Bernoulli random variable. X is distributed as Bernoulli with p. Now, as examples to Bernoulli random variables, suppose that an operator uses lathe to produce pin. Even if the lathe is perfect, it will not produce good pins always. It may produce defective pins also. Now, it has a probability of producing good pin and also defective pin. So let p is the probability that the lathe will produce a good pin and 1 minus p is the probability that the lathe will produce a barred pin. Then what to say? X is equal to 1 if it produces a good pin, 0 if it produces a bad pin. Then X is Bernoulli with a P. X is the number of pins. 1 if it is good, 0 if it will produce either a good pin or a bad pin. Or you consider the case of tossing a coin. H, you give H the value 1, 0 the value 0. Then outcome is a Bernoulli. The outcome of tossing a coin is a Bernoulli random variable. Now, to conclude, if the outcome of a trial can either be a success or a failure, then the trial is a Bernoulli trial. If the outcome of a trial is either a success or a failure, then we will say that the trial is a Bernoulli trial, and the number of successes in one trial, in one Bernoulli trial, which can be 1 or 0, is a Bernoulli random variable. The number of successes in a Bernoulli trial, which can be a success or a failure, is a Bernoulli random variable. And the Bernoulli random variable is not having considerable practical use, but it is the building block of what is known as binomial random variable, which is extensively used in statistics. So in the next class, we will consider the binomial random variable, which is an extension of the Bernoulli random variable, and it is based on what is known as the Bernoulli trial. The Bernoulli trial.